Hey, people, this is the time. I mean, we are legitimately worth a shit this year.
I think Chad's playing one of his goofy gimmicks again.
Anybody?
Hi, Chance. How are you today?
My stuff seems to be lagging. It's the Outsiders on a Wednesday. I'm already drinking. What are you drinking Wednesday? Welcome back. We are only 3 days away from the Texas spring game. We'll talk plenty.
Probably.
Up to maybe, possibly, hopefully. We hope we're 3 days away. The rain looks like it's trying to mess with it, but we will keep a positive thought on a What Are You Drinking Wednesday. We are the Outsiders, brought to you by Poncho, ponchooutdoors.com. That is, y'all seeing Colt? Or did I do that right? There it is.
Yeah.
There's Colt in a poncho shirt. We had your Masters gear for Masters time. Congrats to Scotty Scheffler. We'll talk about that too.
Hey, Chad.
Yeah.
By the way, while you have Poncho up there, do you want to know how many times I got stopped on Sunday just walking through Walmart with my ponchos? I had the Amen on because I like the pearl snaps as opposed to the Magnolia, which is more the regular button style.
Right.
I got stopped, I shit you not, no less than 10 times. Where'd you get that shirt, dude? That's awesome. I was like, Poncho Outdoors.
There it is.
Simple.
Yeah, there you go. That's it. It looks great on everybody. It looks great on, and it's not just on former Longhorn quarterbacks. It looks great on Chance. Looks great on Colt. It'll look great on you too. We promise. ponchooutdoors.com. All right, your upper left is the quarterback, Chance Mott. Chance, what are we drinking on a Wednesday?
Well, it's Wednesday, which means we're drinking a little MVP vodka. I went crazy tonight, though. I did do vodka, Diet Coke. This is weird. I know you will say it, but guess what? It's delicious. I like it. I got my guy, Adam Dunn, coming on later. So I couldn't go with the vodka water. That was a little too watered down, if you will, for Adam Dunn. So we had to break out something else besides that.
That's not a bad mixer. I can't dog on that at all. Healthy and still yummy. Your lower right, as always, is Jason Dick. Jason, what are you drinking on this beautiful Wednesday?
Bear Dick reporting for duty. I do want to say from the beginning here, Chance, my mom has got a real Diet Coke problem, and she was about 55 years old when I informed her that it's actually a thing. People mix vodka and Diet Coke. And we were in Chicago. She stayed up till 4 a.m. that night. Changed her life. I have no idea if it's for the better or the worse, but yeah, vodka Diet Coke, it'll do it. Tonight, this is a brand you guys probably are familiar with. It is not as silly as the things I normally bring you. However, I consider it to be the dumbest one of all. I've got a Liquid Death. Are you guys familiar with the Liquid Death?
The story on the back is the worst.
Yeah.
Liquid Death is water that is served in a beer can. I'm pretty sure this was invented for sad, sober people like myself so that you can go to a concert and act like you're still having fun. But this was $3. It's water.
Have you read the back can?
No, I have not read the back. What is it?
Tonight, before you go to bed, that shit will put you to sleep, and you will scratch your head wondering how they made a $3 billion company putting water in a can and calling it Liquid Death.
On the front, it says, "Murder your thirst." And the flavor is mango chainsaw. I would never drink an unflavored water, so I did. Let's test around this one.
Mango chainsaw. They flavor up some of that water. There you go. How we doing?
Oh, I can taste the bits of chainsaw in it. It's made with real chainsaw. It's tremendous.
Little hints of bar oil. Hints of the chain oil. Yes. All right. Your lower left is the country gorilla himself. It's Bo Edge. What we got, Bo?
Well, I'm going to do something that's never been done before as I'm paying off the statement that I made, because if you're going to write a statement with your, you got to back it up. I'm going to be the first person to ever drink a Warheads 4 Loco.
Oh, that's classy. I mean,
everyone can see the delicious. This also has bits of chainsaw, but the kind of chainsaw that takes your liver and destroys it. So throughout the evening, you can see me partake this entire Four Loko, which is sour cosmic punch warhead flavor. And when I start seeing little green people in the background, that'll be when Adam Dunn gets here.
I remind the people, Bo, about because you put it on the internet that you were paying off a bet for me,
God.
and I was like, oh God. I didn't remember. I was like, what bet did I win, or what happened?
Well, after your slew of having to move and not set up and other issues, you make an appearance. I was like, you know what? If you make it 3 shows in a row, I'll drink a Four Loko for the 4th one. Well, you did it, so I'm paying it off.
So literally just doing my job has earned Bo another
showing up.
Yeah.
Well, I'm trying to make myself not hireable by drinking Four Loko out of a Masters Cup on a YouTube channel.
Yeah, they will kick you off the grounds at Augusta if you're trying to drink Four Loko out of one of their cups. They are not going to accept
As someone
that.
who got chased by the Pinkerton guards in 1998, it's okay. They let you go.
Oh, my Lord. Gentlemen, tonight I am sipping on some Deep Eddy orange vodka. And keep your eyes and ears open. The Deep Eddy folks out at the tasting room, they're whipping us up an Orange Bloods cocktail. It's going to be a discounted cocktail.
Ooh.
It's just specially for all you people that you can go out there and order. So just stay tuned.
It's beautiful. Now, I do have to tell y'all, as Bo drinks his Masters Four Loko, and we will talk about Scotty Scheffler in a minute.
Mm-hmm.
I did make a trip through Augusta National or Augusta, Georgia, when I was going up to Myrtle Beach, not last summer, but the summer before. And I was like, we're here. Like, we got to go. I got to see Augusta National, right? Like, and it's literally 3 minutes from the highway. And Augusta, Georgia is absolutely gorgeous, by the way. So I pull up to the deal, and my son's in the back seat. He's like, Dad, don't. And I'm like, we're here. What the hell? I'm pulling up. So I pull up, and the guy comes out, and he goes, can I help you? Yeah, I got a tea time at 2 with the Woods party. And he was like, oh. I go, yeah, Tiger. He told me just come on through and give y'all his name, and he'd let me in. And the guy, he was a good sport. He laughed. He's like, well, that's well played. He goes, you guys want to take a picture in front of the entrance and all that? And I was like, absolutely. And Cash was like, really? So we took the picture. The guy was super cool, but I was like, Woods party at 4 at 2.
That's a good line. Yeah, that's a good job. Real confident. Just stay confident. You're there. Yeah, that's beautiful.
You just got to own the role. You just got to take it.
It's a beautiful walk up that avenue. I'm not gonna lie. Having been there once, it will make you.
And what will blow your mind is the houses around. You know, you're expecting it's Augusta National. Like, you can't even take cell phones into the damn tournament. Like, it is a holies place of all holies in golf. It's up there with the St. Andrews and stuff like that. But you see the houses that are around it, not on the course, but like the street with the houses they're looking at the course, like right there. And dude, they're what you'd expect in East Texas. It would shock you.
Augusta is the size actually, Round Rock's probably bigger now.
It's like
Augusta is the size of like Round Rock with no suburb. Like Round Rock's a suburb of Boston.
It's Georgetown.
Yeah.
Interesting. We'll talk Scotty Scheffler coming up. Somebody's asking. No, this is a live show. It's not a repeat. Bo is actually drinking a Four Loko on purpose.
Okay, hold on.
For the second time.
Masters 2024. These cups weren't out when I drank the last Four Loko. So you know what? This is the proof.
That is proof.
The first one was the America one, and it was clear, and it tasted like awesomeness and America. This one's pink and tastes like dog shit mixed with Monster.
Wow, that's not good. Not good. He's embarrassing that Masters.
The Warheads people are going to be upset to hear that.
The Warheads people can kiss my ass. I got to drink this whole freaking thing.
There goes a freaking sponsorship opportunity.
Yeah, I love how he keeps saying he had to, Jason. He thought this up on his own. Nobody told him to do it.
Yeah,
nobody told him to do it.
He's enabling himself. Okay,
But
he's gonna have a Four Loko problem soon.
Sometimes I have a tendency to say things I shouldn't. But if I do say it, I will back up what I said. Like, if I say I'm going to have the damn drink, I'll have the damn drink. It will pain me, I will do it.
That's like Parker McCollum, who's from here in my neck of the woods. He has a great line in a song that he tells himself that he should quit drinking, but he doesn't listen to drunks. And that is.
There it is. There it is. Right now, Bo, is kind of like when the Rangers bid against themselves for A-Rod back in the day. Nobody else was in the bidding war.
Yeah.
They just outbid themselves over and over again. All right. If you want to jump in the Specs chat tonight, you can do that. We're almost to 300 folks, and we appreciate you for being there. Before we get to some golf talk, Chance, it is 3 days until the spring game. You threw out the idea both on and off the show a few weeks ago about a spring game and the script of a spring game. When I hear script in football, I just think of, the first 15 plays. It's a script, Bill Walsh and all that. I don't think that's what you were talking about, though. So Adam Dunn's coming up later, about 9 o'clock. We're going to have Adam Dunn on. You guys are going to go through it from the quarterback perspective. But give us a little primer of what you mean when you talk about scripts at a spring game.
I'm just going to tell you, and Adam can elaborate on this because – and I'm not sure. I mean, we haven't talked about it a ton. Normally, when we hang out, we just talk about the normal shit guys talk about. We don't rehash football. But I will tell you this. Everything you're watching is what you're meant to see. It's just a big show playing out live in front of you. The only thing that would be different is if something goes off script, i.e. one of these second-string guys finds his legs and does something special. Other than that, that was what happened last year with Malik. That's what happened. He wasn't set up to do. He had a day. And notice that that's not what the script was.
But that's where I would disagree with you, Chance. I think that was exactly what the script was because they didn't want the Arch Manning noise. They wanted Malik to stay. They wanted Malik to be the backup. So they gave him a day. They gave him throws that were easy, that were his favorite throws.
They did.
They didn't make him face any blitzes because you don't blitz in the spring game. So they gave him easy reads to routes he wanted to throw. And that was the script. The script was Malik. He took it too far because he wasn't supposed to do that well. That
was my point. His job was to look good, to silence the Arch stuff. His job was not to go, ooh, is he the starter or is it going to be Quinn?
He took advantage of that situation and threw a couple deep balls that were probably supposed to be check downs because you don't go broke making a profit. And he's like, wait, there's a guy going deep. I'll just throw it there. But the plan was for Malik to look good enough that the Arch stuff shut down for at least a few months.
So if we were to recklessly speculate, does that mean that they're going to do everything they can to make sure Quinn Ewers looks like the man and there will be no Arch Manning, whispers behind the scenes or anything like that? Is that a fair take on the situation?
I think Arch's play calling will be significantly more conservative than what Quinn has. I think they will give Quinn the opportunity to bust a couple deep balls, showcase some of these young receivers, get the fans excited, and then he's going to be pulled back, and they'll let Arch do his thing, complete some throws over the middle. He'll make some I guarantee you he's going to scramble because they can't touch you. Scrambling in the spring game is the easiest freaking thing in the world because when you would have gone down 5 yards ago, you're still running, and the fans are like, yeah, he's going. And so he's going to do that. But it's not going to be anything that people are going to be questioning Quinn. Here's the deal. He's tied for second right now as the favorite for the Heisman. I mean, according to Vegas, which, let's be honest, Vegas probably knows more than all of us combined. So there's not a question. All people want to see is what can Arch do that gives him a different flair.
All right, we're going to talk more spring game as we roll along. Right now, let's hear from one of our great partners. And by the way, if you suffered some hail damage recently to your roof, pay attention because the folks at Prosperity can help you.
I wish mine looked like that.
Inappropriate. I don't know what the big deal is. Mine used to look like that.
Is your new roof what everyone's talking about? A new roof from Prosperity Roofing will certainly draw some attention.
Now that's what I'm talking about.
Everything important in your life happens under your roof. Let Prosperity Roofing transform your home into something to talk about.
Yes, indeed, Bo. Prosperity can help them out, especially if they suffered that hail damage.
100%. And I know a lot of people in Central Texas got hit by storms. So this is what happens. The storm chasers come to town, knocking on doors, leaving flyers, doing all the They're the guys that leave town as soon as the storm is done and the roofs are put in. Prosperity will be here. They're family-owned. They're Austin-based. They take pride in their community. 810-1747. That's 810-1747. Shingle, tile, standing seam metal. They can do it all, and they give you the peace of mind to know that they'll be there if something goes wrong. It's Prosperity Roofing.
There you go. It is The Outsiders, brought to you by Poncho. And as we said at the very beginning, congrats to former Longhorn Scotty Scheffler for getting it done at the Masters. His second Masters, 2 in 3 years.
Yep.
2 in his first 5 is also a record. A lot of records going down, and he's got stuff now that only he and Tiger have done. It was impressive stuff, Bo. You're obviously our resident golfer. Give me a thought on what Scotty did and kind of where you think he might be headed.
Well, he did what Scotty's been doing, which was he doesn't make mistakes. That's the difference between Scotty and some of the other guys. Go look at the rounds. Scotty didn't make the most birdies. He made the least amount of bogeys and doubles. He didn't have the blow-up holes, and he figures out a way to maneuver. Like Scotty, if you ask the other players, sometimes he doesn't look as impressive as the flashy guys because he doesn't hunt pins all the time. He doesn't hit these crazy shots. What he doesn't do is mess up. And then you look at the score at the end and go, oh, he made 5 birdies and no bogeys and just shot 67. Well, that guy made 7 birdies, but he also made 3 bogeys and a double. But it was real flashy as the crowd was cheering, and Scotty is honestly the closest, don't get me wrong, he's the closest thing to Tiger that we've seen in a while. Because that's actually what Tiger did. With all the fluff and all the pomp and circumstance, Tiger was a robot. Tiger worked his way around the golf course and didn't fuck up. And that's what Scotty's doing right now. Now, there is an asterisk to that. Scotty's won 2 Masters, a golf course that suits his game. For him to be considered truly elite, he's got to go win an Open. He's got to go win a U.S. Open. He's got to go win a couple other majors. Don't allow you to get away. Like Scotty can hit one in the rough at Augusta and still get away with it. And he knows how to maneuver around a golf course. The U.S. Open courses, you can't do that. And he's been close, but for Scotty to reach that upper tier and be considered truly great, Scotty's got to go win another one.
Well, go
not at Augusta.
You know this, Bo. His game, if he goes and plays a links course at St. Andrews, some of those shots that he's able to save from the first cut, there is no first cut over there. Like, you're hacking out of the freaking forest that is the thickest grass you've ever seen.
And Scotty's one weakness, his kryptonite, if you will, is the putter. Like, we all saw that at the beginning of the PGA Tour season where he was leading every single statistical category in tee to green, and he wasn't winning a lot because he misses a lot of putts. Well, Augusta is a golf course that if it suits your eye, the greens are tough, but it works in your head. Like, you believe in it. He needs to get in a place where I think he will. I think Scotty is an absolute superstar. But let's not forget, it wasn't that long ago that Jordan Spieth had won 3 majors in a 6 major span and was walking up to the 12th tee at Augusta until he made a 7, and all of a sudden his brain went and now Scotty's also, and I'm not saying this in a disparaging manner, I have 2 great kids that I love to death. Scotty's about to have his first child. Scotty's about to have to become an adult. It's one thing when you're 25 and your job is to play golf, and you play golf and you go to dive bars and you play more golf. It's another thing when you have a family and kids and you need to go hit balls, but you're like, I kind of want to hang out with my son and throw the ball around, or like those things get in the way, and it happens to a lot of them. I'm not saying it will, and I'm a big Scotty fan, but let's tap the brakes until he's like, let's be real. Brooks Koepka may be an arrogant son of a bitch, but he's won 5 of them. He's won 5 majors. Let's let Scotty get at least. Rory, everybody's favorite whipping boy, has won 4 of them, and he's won 3 different ones in different conditions. Let's let Scotty go win some more before we put him on at the top of the mountain.
He shouldn't be on a pedestal, but I know that Bear Dick down there wanted to. There was something he threw his finger up at. What was it, Jason?
Well, first of all, I just object to Bo being a resident golf guy. And maybe in terms of ability, okay? But frequency, I have hit more balls into the woods at Star Ranch than Bo has total shots this year, okay?
That's a fact.
No, look, Scotty, incredible week, and he was a huge favorite, and he came through. Comparing him, even bringing up, is he entering the Tiger zone, is hot take jackassery. And I know because I did it on my podcast on Monday. Jason, Dick, and Friends, available wherever you get finer podcasts and average podcasts. Yeah, he has 2 majors, okay? It is way, way too early to, I think, even make that comparison. But 2 things that I sort of, thought of this weekend watching him that play in favor of that argument. When Tiger in the aughts, when he was on top on Sunday, he could just play average because the guys chasing him would fall apart. And I don't know if it's because of the intimidation factor or whatever the deal was, but the guys chasing him would fall apart. And Scotty played awesome on Sunday. But if you look at all the guys behind him, Morikawa, especially, I guess the Oberg kid played pretty decently.
I was going to say Oberg and Homa.
Max Homa.
Well, but all of them. I mean,
12 was tough.
Yeah, Homa hits the ball into the bushes on 12, kind of a bad bounce. Oberg hit it into
the
water
bunker rake
on 11. But look, those guys, fell away. And so if that's a thing, if that becomes a thing where Scotty goes out there and guys just can't put it together to chase him, I think that's a thing. And the other thing I was going to say is I do think this is the first time since Tiger that we have a undisputed, there is no argument, Scotty Scheffler is the best golfer in the world. Even when Jordan was on top, you could talk about Rory, there were the Brooks Koepka years, the Dustin Johnson, like it's always been there's somebody else. Right now, if you tried to argue that anybody other than Scotty Scheffler is the best golfer in the world, you would look foolish.
All right, to your one point, and this is, I think we have to address this. It wasn't that people would fall apart behind Tiger. It's they knew, to Bo's point, Tiger wasn't going to give up strokes. So their game plan, because they know they're having to chase this guy, is they're having to take a much more aggressive approach. They're having to take shots that they may not want to take, but they know that they have to because they've got to gain those strokes because they knew Tiger's not going to come back to them. Well, that's the thing. Yeah. And when you see Scotty, that's the same thing. They know when he's out there at 7, 8, 9, they know I have to get there. He's not going to fall back to 6 where I can strike and get him if I'm at 4 under, 5 under. They've got to go chase those numbers. And guess what? That creates error, that's the whole thing.
Well, and Jason, you're right. Scotty Scheffler is now the undisputed number 1, but I will contend, and I'm not the biggest fan of his, but Brooks Koepka still has a place in that conversation because he just wins. He wins majors. He's won 5 since 2017. 5.
I think
Scotty's been around most of that time. He just won 1 last year. Yes, he had a bad Masters. Brooks Koepka, other than 2 years ago when he had the lead after 3 rounds and fell back, the Augusta is not Brooks's golf course. You know what is Brooks's golf course? Grinded out, robot conditions. Why do you think he wins the U.S. Opens? PGA at courses that were dried out and really tough. I wouldn't count Brooks out. I'm not saying he's up there. Like, Scotty's won. And honestly, John Rahm's too. And John Rahm ain't that far out of the conversation. You just forget about him because he's over there playing with those live dipshits. But for the next 3 to 5 years, every single major they tee it up in, Brooks Koepka has to be discussed because if you're a big game hunter, when the big game comes, you win.
Yeah. Live dipshits. I think that was one of the original Bond girls. Anyway, that's a different conversation. Gentlemen,
Four Loko inspires you to think.
Already, huh?
Gentlemen, our guest is ready to roll. So, Bo, before we get there, why don't you tell the folks about Texan Windows and what they can do for them if the Four Loko has cleared your do we need to let you clear your throat of the Four Loko? Because I don't want the Texan Windows people to get a bad read from you. You good?
I'm great.
All right, hit it.
And look, it's the Warheads Four Loko, so just leave it alone. The hail doesn't just break your roofs. It can also break your windows. Texan Windows is who you need to call. They can handle whatever you need, whether you're doing a renovation, whether you do have hail damage. Call Brian Haley, 512-987-8393. That's 512. Replacement windows, new construction, vinyl windows, if you're moving into summer and you want something that gives your house a little more shade and keeps it cool, they have a window for whatever your need is, especially if they just got broke by hail and insurance is paying for it. Texan Windows, scan the QR code, TexanWindows.com, Brian Haley, 512-987-8393.
There you go.
I haven't had enough Four Loko that I couldn't deliver that.
No, it was well done. It was absolutely well done.
Now I might throw my hood up and be like, "Yep, what are we doing here?"
Now the hood. Now we're getting there. Now we're getting to Cornholio territory. All right.
Let's go backwards hat. Backwards hat and a hood.
If we've got a badass guest coming up, that must mean it is brought to you by Last Stand Hats, the True Fans brand. 12 different designs of that Outsiders hat if you want to get it, so you and your headgear can be legitimately worth a shit. Your promo code is Outsiders10. They've got other cool styles for you in Longhorn world, DBU, all gas, no brakes, Occupy left fit. All right, that maybe not the time to talk about that, but there's a lot of different designs at Last Stand Hats. And as far as I know, they don't have any Rio Grande Valley hats, so don't worry about that. All right, so there you go. And it is time to bring on our guest. He and Chance Mock are about to go down a weird road of spring games and memories and everything. It is the one and only Adam Dunn, ladies and gentlemen. There he is. Adam Dunn, how are you?
I'm great, man. Good to see you guys.
Good to see you. Good to see you. Chance, you want to get us started here with your fellow quarterback brother?
I do. Well, first I got to ask. So, Adam, I'm going I spruced it up tonight. Normally it's just vodka water with lemon juice, but because you're here, it's vodka and Diet Coke because I felt like I had to step my game up for you.
Fancy.
Good choice on the diet, by the way.
Do what?
So it's a good choice on the diet.
Thanks, bud. I appreciate it. What are you sipping on tonight?
Well, I've got a Propel.
Oh, Christ.
And I've got a little ranch water. Pretty boring, actually.
It is a boring night.
If you ever want to liven it up, Adam.
A little long day today, man.
If you lose a bet, you can go with the Four Loko. Nice.
All right. I'll give it a whirl. That looks like instant heartburn.
Oh, it's instant heartburn, instant
if you drink it out of a Master's cup, it makes it, couth.
Hey, I've got those cups.
All right, Adam. So I told the guys I'm going to ask you this. We're going to play a little trivia game, and it's literally one statement, 5 words, because we're talking about, the spring game, and we'll get into all that. 5 words, the worst 5 words that Greg Davis told you as a quarterback at the University of Texas. I've written down what I think you're going to say.
Got it.
Let's see how close we are.
Reserve the right to kick.
There it is.
Adam, did I ask you that? Did we talk about this?
I don't know. Did we? I don't think so. No. I mean, if we did, it was.
What does that mean? What is that?
Exactly what it means. It means, to me, it meant, hey, don't go try to be an athlete. Throw the ball away and punt it, basically. I never understood that. It's kind of that was those 5 words were they're the devil. It was something that I was used to doing as playing quarterback. Is like, I could run a little bit, and so Chance could too, and it was, why am I going to check it down when I can get past that guy and get the first down? Well, I would get reamed for doing it, trying to be an athlete. My fault.
Hey, Adam, is the baseball equivalent of nobody out, and the coach says, "Hey, Adam, put down a bunt"?
Yep, exactly. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly how I looked at it. I'm like, we're trying to move the chains here, and I'm getting yelled at for getting first downs. And all right, man, do you remember who our punter was? Because I don't.
Fair point. That's a fair point.
So now I will say, guys, we have had this conversation when our kids are hitting and we're getting tired of watching their dumb shit that they're doing. Adam has a full theory, which I think is freaking phenomenal, that we should just get rid of kicking and kickers altogether.
No doubt.
Wow. No kicker, no kickers of any kind.
If you can explain to me why they are needed, I'll listen.
Okay, well, at the end of a game, if you're down 2 and you're lined up at about a 55-yard field goal and you don't have a kicker, what do?
They're not in the game, so you shouldn't be down by 2.
Or a touchdown.
Score a touchdown. You got 4 downs to make 10 yards, right?
Well,
if you want to punt, you have a quarterback. You can do the old. But as an offense coordinator, you know you have 4 downs. The scoring would be up. Everybody's worried about safety and all that with kick returns and take it out of the game. Most of them are touchbacks anyway. And do it kind of like the XFL or whatever it is now. You run it in from the 1, it's 1 point, and throw it in from the 5 or whatever. It's 2 points. I think it'd be awesome.
That's true. They have a 1, 2, and 3 point option. They do still have field goals, though. They do still have field goals. You want to get the field goals done out as well.
Nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect.
Look, and I think Adam made a great point to me, which I hadn't thought about, which is absolutely I kick myself in the ass for not thinking about it. I asked the same question. I was like, well, you're down by 2 from the 30-yard line. Why would you not want a kicker? He goes, you've played 58 minutes. You should have won then. Like, why are you bringing it down to the 2-minute mark? Like, it's a 60-minute game. Why should one guy with 30 seconds left change it? And
wow. So you're just trying to turn Justin Tucker into an opera singer? What? Nobody would have ever heard of the man.
Great point. It's a great point. But if you can name me 5 other kickers that you would never heard of, it's a short list, man. It's a very short list. Like, you're talking about the all-time greatest of all time, right? And Justin
Shane Leckler would have been a quarterback. He would have never changed to punter.
That's what I was.
This is my point. It's some of these guys would never. It's like, I can kick, so I might as well just go be a kicker. But there's a lot of guys that could have played other positions. I just, I'm going to get all kind of hate mail from kickers, but sorry.
How many?
That's what I was about to
talk to.
What's that?
How many kickers do you actually talk to?
Oh, 0.
I was going to say he couldn't tell you who the punter was on y'all's teams, Chance. Back in the day.
I'm trying to think right now. And
that's my whole point. Like,
didn't Richmond McGee kick and punt for your?
Yes. There you go.
Good job, Bo. Well played, Bo.
There it is.
So he was so multifaceted. He did both of them, which kind of diminishes the ability of both if you can do both.
So
Adam wanted
the scripted part, because I want to hear Adam's take on this.
Yeah, Adam, when Chance brought this up a few weeks ago, we started talking about spring games and stuff, and he thought your perspective would be interesting here. When Chance talks about the things that are scripted at a spring game, talk about like and we hope the weather holds this Saturday so we can see it. But as people watch it, how do they determine what's real and maybe what's not, or what? Like, describe to me what Chance is saying when he says scripted for a spring game.
Yeah, spring games are tough because there's going to be guys. It's almost, you don't use the baseball analogies. I'm tired of that. But spring games are kind of fool's gold because there's things that can happen. Quarterbacks, you're not getting touched, right? Quarterbacks aren't getting hit in spring games, so you're going to probably see a lot of pretty electric plays. Maybe obviously not so much from the starter, but possibly the backup. You'll see some pretty electric runs that may or may not happen in real life. And, it's the spring game to me it's more of getting the fans into it. So, there's going to be a lot of big plays in spring games, obviously for that reason. I think you want to get the fans excited for it. And, I think it could be fool's gold. And
Adam, so, I know you were there with Major, and that was so much fun for all of us. But, it felt like to me that when I walked into the game, I knew they were trying to make Major look good. They were trying to make certain defensive players. They would call blitzes. Literally, it was scripted into you'd get an offensive look that you literally, when you're in the film room, Greg's going, hey, if you get this, we're going here. And they script it into that's the coverage that you get. And then when the first team defense is out there, you get plays called into a defense that fits perfectly so that they make the players look good that they want to look good.
Yeah. And yes, the prime example is the first play we ran. It was like we were max protecting, and they dropped 8, right? And it was like, well, I mean, that's not even like why are we? It's 1st and 10, from the 25, and they're dropping 8, and it's like there's nowhere to go. You set up for failure, because I can't run. I'll get yelled at if I take off and run and try to be an athlete. So yeah, I mean, I'm with you. I think that they pick and choose on who's going to look. Who again, I don't think it's the fans per se, but also they're going to set some guys up for success for sure.
Adam, what you don't understand is they were trying to teach you the lesson of reserve the right to kick. Yeah. So they were dropping into umbrella coverage to see if you would reserve the right to kick, even if it was first down. It was a test, and you failed.
I know, and I failed miserably. I throw the ball away in Madden now. It's 3rd and 9. I throw it away just so I can punt. Yeah.
No.
It's ingrained in him. Jason, you got something for Adam?
Longhorn Nation, forgive me for going here, but obviously Adam Dunn is a baseball guy. Texas baseball, 1 day ago, lost to UT Rio Grande Valley, 19-7.
17-9.
17-9. Excuse me.
How dare you?
Yellow journalism on my part. I will point out my softball team, the Ligers, tonight lost 9-7. Now, I stress defense with my guys, okay? But that's beer league softball. We only gave up 9. Somehow the Longhorns gave up 17 last night. It's the first time Rio Grande Valley has beat the Longhorns, I believe, in any of our lifetimes. That might not be true. Bo is old as shit. But what is going on? Is this a David Pierce problem? What in the actual fuck?
Whew. All right.
You're going to need another cocktail.
Yeah. I mean, I have my theories on it. It's the way that, not to bore everyone, but the way that baseball is going now, you got baseball players and you got these show ponies, right? And you got these guys that go to these showcases and they run their 6.5 60 and they throw their 500, 100 mile an hour across the field diamond, and then they hit these jacks, but can't, it doesn't translate to the game. And I'm not saying that's the problem there. It's just that you see it more and more and more as these guys, they throw 95 miles an hour, but nobody cares how hard ball 4 is, right? So it's these guys. I think that everyone is looking at velocity, and these kids can hit velocity now, right? So the art of actually being able to pitch, it's kind of gone by the wayside. And I'm hoping that eventually they realize, like, I don't give a shit if the guy throws 105 miles an hour. You can time a bullet if you know it's coming. And, and then if it add walks in there and the way the balls are flying out of the park and how big and strong and fast and good looking and all this stuff these guys are, I mean,
well, I want to that point, Adam, and you and I had a conversation because I asked you one time, we're watching kids play baseball, and I asked you, I said, what's the fastest fastball you ever saw? Mm-hmm. And you told me, and I asked, well, how'd you do? Mm-hmm. You said I took him yard.
Oh, yeah. 105.
105. Mm-hmm. And took him yard. Mm-hmm. And I think, this is what I wonder about some of the kids these days is, and you can talk to it more because you coach the high school level kids. Velo is easy, right? Mm-hmm. Velo is nothing more than having the balls to stand in the box and timing it up right? Yeah. I mean, you and I talked about the first time I faced Beckett, and I was being a dick and I wanted the high heat, and he fucking gave it to me.
He gave it to you.
And then 3 pitches later, there were 89, 90 mile an hour sliders, and I went and sat back down on the bench and enjoyed my glass of Gatorade. Mm-hmm. But does it feel like kids now, they're getting so much input because they can go on, TikTok or whatever fucking thing, and you've got 50,000 coaches, and they're trying to absorb so much information, but you're getting – I mean, I think you and I have actually talked about it. Every swing is his own, and you've got so much coming in. There's so much noise, and you got to be able to just block that shit out.
Yeah, and again, we go back to the youth, or let's go back to high school. If these kids, if you're not throwing 90 plus, these, especially these Power 5 schools, I mean, people that throwing 90 are a dime. I mean, literally are a dime a dozen now. I mean, I can think of probably, 15, 20, 25 just in the senior class in the Houston area. I mean, they're everywhere, right? And it's not like it used to be where a guy's throwing hard. Okay, that's great. The reason why it's better is because he can make more mistakes than the other guy and get away with it. But it's not like that anymore. So now these kids aren't learning how to throw hard. I mean, learning how to pitch. They're learning how to throw hard. And I think you're seeing it from the big league level. Now you see all these injuries and all this stuff, and then you go down to the college level and you see all these records being broke and homers and teams got 7 ERAs, and you go to high school. I mean, it's just trickling down and down and down.
Well, look at this Texas roster right now. The best pitcher on this roster right now, and I'm not saying he's all conference or anything like that, is Ace Whitehead, the local kid who couldn't break a pane of glass if you put a $100 bill on the table. He doesn't break 87 miles an hour, but you know what he does? He moves the ball around. He positions high and low, just like the guy that's texting me as you were talking, like, preach, brother, he was here when the Longhorns won a national title. Justin couldn't break 85. He went 16-1 in elite Division I college baseball because you couldn't put a bat on it, because he moved it from different angles and different arm slots. And hell, even his catcher didn't know where it was coming from half the time, but he did. And that's the part of the game that's getting lost, and the ability to maneuver a baseball to where somebody can't hit it.
Yeah. I mean, it's all about this spin rate and the analytics. See, I'm not anti-analytics, right? I don't want it to come off sound like I am, but also know in my heart that it's not the gospel either, right? So if you use it as a tool, you can't tell me. So, I mean, Tony Gwynn wouldn't be playing. Tony Gwynn wouldn't be Tony Gwynn because he would have never got a chance because his exit velo isn't blah, whatever, right? Like, I don't really give a shit. Like, the dude could hit. He's going to get hits. You can't tell me, that he can't hit, but it's a way for them to easily measure, like, oh, he's got a exit velocity of 100. If we can get him to hit, I mean, you know what I mean? So it's like, that's the tough part, man.
But Adam, give me a thought on pitching coaches nowadays, because one of the things with David Pierce is that he made himself the pitching coach. Right. And that's one of the things that fans were watching of what would that pitching staff look like for you when these kids arrive at the college level. And as you're saying, they can throw, but maybe they can't pitch. At that point, 18, 19 years old, is it too late to teach them how to pitch?
Well, here's the problem with the transfer portal, right? At these Power 5 schools, Texas being one, right? If you don't produce, guess what's going to happen? You won't be here next year. You're going to be replaced with John Smith out of Clemson, who it's not going to be a high school kid for the most part, right? Because it's really hard for a true freshman. Now, maybe a pitcher, but it's really hard for a true freshman to come in and play at a Power 5 school. And I completely understand that too. But so it's pressure, it's added pressure, knowing if you don't, it works two ways. If you do well, you're probably going to go get a nice little payday somewhere, through the NIL stuff. And if you don't, on to the next.
Well, and to go to the same point with this Texas team, you look at a guy like LeBaron Johnson. He's got electric stuff. He throws really hard. But when he struggles, he can't hit the strike zone, and he throws flat pitches. LeBaron could end up getting into a major league system with the right pitching coach and end up being a star at the next level. He's got electric stuff. But right now, he's kind of, and I'm a Pierce guy, but LeBaron is the case point example why the head coach shouldn't be the pitching coach, because he's regressed. And now it's in his head. Now he's up there. He's thinking, he's got 7 different thoughts. He looks like Roy McAvoy and Tim Cup, where you need to put tees in his pocket to get him. Like, he can't hit the broadside of a barn right now. And then even when he does, it's inning to inning. And that's the problem. You can have great stuff, but if you don't know how to control it, it's the guys that have weaker stuff but have the brain power, like Ace. I'm just using Ace as an example just because Ace, he's never going to shut the team out, but he's going to go grind and pitch to contact and know that he doesn't give a shit if you hit it 380 to dead center, because that's in the ballpark. So he'll throw you something that you can hit 380, but it's not something you can hit 420.
That's my son to a T. My son throws the soft contact better than anybody I've ever seen. He'll throw 60 pitches in 5 innings, and And he will have 3 strikeouts, and that's it. And the rest will be soft grounders, bullshit off the end of the bat, and then handcuffing people, and they get little bitty dinker fly balls to left field.
Yeah.
It is the most beautiful.
But isn't that the name of the game, right? Is the name of the game not outs? Like
Yeah.
to get outs and to score more runs than the other team? Who cares how you get them, right? And it's just the issue. It's not even an issue because I really don't even watch that much college baseball because when we send a kid to college, right? We being the select organization, we expect them to get better, right? To continue to get better because they have. Their track record is 10 years old. They keep going 11, 12. They get better, 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 better. And I feel like that in college, I don't see guys getting a lot better in college. And I mean, there's obviously the handful of guys, but like for the most part, these kids that come in, they're good as a freshman, they're good as a sophomore, they're good as a junior, or they're okay as a sophomore, okay as a junior. Like very rarely is it we need to develop them as a freshman. Oh, they're okay as a sophomore. Wow, junior year, boom, they're the greatest, right? It seems like that it's kind of they're like this or they go down, in my opinion, which is always wrong, but that's what I see.
Your opinion's pretty good, but can we switch gears and get back to the football stuff because that's really what I want to talk to you about.
I didn't mean to open a whole baseball can of worms. My apologies, guys.
All good. No, all good.
Do we have a bear dick picture, Chad?
Is that what we need? Hang on 1 second. 1 sec.
Let's liven the mood up in here.
Let's liven it up. We need a
what
bear
just
dick.
happened. This is what just happened. That's what just happened right there.
So, just so you know, Adam,
Yeah.
there was a recruit out of USC who entered the transfer portal prematurely.
Yep.
His name is Bear Alexander. And Jason said, why can't I have the name Bear Dick? So there's Jason the Bear Dick.
There he is with the moon.
That guy loves baseball. All right.
I mean, I think I changed my name.
Yeah.
You don't want to be the big donkey anymore? You want to be Bear Dick?
I want to be the Bear Dick. Yeah.
There it is. And coming up, when we do get to the dick move of the week, then there's also this. Bear Dick. Rawr!
Oh, look
right there. That.
So back to the football side, Adam. You look at Texas coming out. They're going in the spring game. We got, I would think, probably one of the strongest rosters in college football right now. The big question, who's Quinn going to throw to? You got a bunch of guys that transferred in.
Mm-hmm.
You got Ryan Wingo, who, from all reports, looks like a fucking stud right now. What do you want to see out of this team in the spring game? Knowing what you know about how shit's scripted, what do you want to see?
I want to see him throw the ball down the field and be aggressive down the field and be accurate down the field. I think that's what we've been lacking in the past is we very inconsistent throwing the ball down the field. And today's game, if you can't throw the ball down the field with the receivers that we've had, I think that's what I want to see. I want to see him throw the ball down the field.
Adam, how would you construct this game for both Quinn and Arch? You've talked about it, that you can do certain things with quarterbacks. If Sark's going to show each of them off, what do you want to see from those two guys?
I want to see Quinn throw the ball deep. And
Okay.
I want to see him be accurate, throwing the ball deep. We know he throw it across the middle. Great. I want to see him be accurate, throwing the ball deep. And with Arch, I think what you're probably going to see, and I could be way off, but I think they're show his mobility off. I think that I think they're going to show his mobility off, and because he brings something to the table that Quinn doesn't, I think that they're going to show that off.
Gotcha. Anybody else got anything for Adam Dunn tonight?
I could do this for hours, but we got to let Adam go.
Yeah, we could. It was good stuff.
I'm going to LBJ tomorrow. I'll be at LBJ this weekend. Got a big fishing tournament this weekend. So
Are you going to win?
Yeah, of course I'm going to win. I'll see your boy Beckett. I'm staying with him, so I'll tell him you said.
Nice.
Tell him thanks for the high heater, my friend. I appreciate it.
I will, definitely.
He probably won't remember it. I was just a little piss on back then. See,
Definitely remember.
we were the opposite. When you went against him, you were the older one. He was the young stud, right?
Yeah.
when I went against him, I was a sophomore and he was the big senior.
Yeah.
And Goots was catching, and I get in the box and I'm like, tell that big bitch to send me his best shit. He's
Yeah.
like, all right.
Yeah.
I got 98 like right here.
Yeah. It was pretty good.
It did. And then he took me yard off the scoreboard.
That's impressive.
So he struck me out and took me oppo.
Oof.
Got to hit him right in the neck.
Adam, take care of yourself, man. We appreciate the time.
Anytime, man. Enjoyed it, guys.
Appreciate you, bud.
See you, boys.
Adam Dunn, ladies and gentlemen. It is The Outsiders, brought to you by Poncho on this Wednesday. Before we do anything else, Chance, I believe it is your opportunity to tell the folks about Rogue Shop.
Look, Rogue Shop is the best. They've got their own stuff. It's not stuff that you buy off the shelf. It is their own product. And whether you need issues with sleeping, and I'll be the first one to tell you, I struggle with sleeping. It is the biggest issue I had. And these products, they help me sleep. If it's anxiety, if you're having trouble, focusing, sounds weird, but the fact of the matter is they have products that will help you focus. They'll help you stay in tune. They'll help you relax. They'll help you sleep. They'll help you feel better. I promise you, if you go check out the folks at Rogue Shop, they have the best products. It's pure. You know what you're getting. And that's the most important thing. Right now, there's so much stuff out there. You can walk into any shop all over the place and I want this, I want that. And that's great. Quality matters. If you want quality, Rogue Shop's the people to do it. Well, I need to do it this hand so I can be like, Rogue Shop. That's right. Go get your people at Rogue Shop. Scan that QR code, and I promise you, you will not be disappointed in their product.
Chance Mott going Barker's Beauties on the Rogue Shop. Love that. Love that. All right. Also, before
I want to hear Jason Dick's Josh Beckett story. That's
we're going to get that. No, that's good. Apparently, Jason Dick does have a baseball story to tell, and we will hear that.
You didn't hit a homer off him, did you, Jason? That wasn't Temple JV pitcher number 13.
I want to hear that. No. Jason, what is your Josh Beckett story?
All right, so not to try to upstage you, Chance, but yeah, I am a career batting 1,000 against Josh Beckett. It was a summer league game. 1998, probably. I couldn't believe that he came to Round Rock, but yeah, there was some summer tournament and he was here, and everybody was talking about this guy he's going to be in the major leagues in 2 years, and then you're never going to touch him. And I go up there, first pitch, heater, right down the middle. I'm late as fuck, of course, but I hit it on the nose directly to right field, and I'm like, hell yes! All right, take that, Major League Josh Beckett. And as I'm trotting to first, I realize the right fielder is coming up and he is gunning it to first. And I'm like, oh shit. And so I have to get on my horse and run through first base like I'm beating out a ground ball in the hole because the right fielder almost threw me out at first base. But I made it. 1-for-1 career batting 1,000 against World Series pitcher Josh Beckett.
You're batting 1,000. I'm batting 0. And that story is 100% true. So I played on the U.S. national team, and we played in Australia in the World Baseball Classic, the 15U World Baseball Classic. So I was down in Australia for 3 weeks, and we played in that tournament. And Steven Gutzman had always played on my travel team growing up. And so Goots and I, we're hotel roommates. Sinisi was there on that trip with us. And so Goots and I are good friends, and he was catching Beckett. He transferred from Bel Air to Spring to play with Josh Beckett because he's a catcher. You want to catch the best, right? So I step in the box. I'm like, what's up, Goots? I'm like, tell that bitch to give me his best. He's like, you want it? And I was like, fuck yes, I do. And I'm sitting there, and next thing you know, I got 98 going, shoot. And I'm going to have to tell you, 98's really fast.
Yeah.
Especially when it's right here.
When you can feel it on your throat?
Yeah, it's close. So next
if you'd
thing
have had that beard, you'd have got a hit by pitch.
Hey, 3 pitches in a row, he threw me his 90-mile-an-hour slider that looks like a fastball, same arm slot, everything. And I was like, yeah, nope, yeah, nope. I was like, so I'm down 1-2, And I go, Tony, give me that fucking fastball again, bitch. And he goes, you got it. And I geared up for that 98. He threw that slider again. I was 3 seconds in front of it. I was back to the dugout before it hit the mitt.
Oh, man. That's good stuff. Good stuff. Got baseball stories mixed in tonight. We may have a dick move of the week before we get out of here tonight. Before we do that, we'll let you hear from Covert Ford and then to the dick move. Here we go.
Says Texas proud more than a Ford from Covert Ford of Austin. Deeply rooted in Texas history, the Covert family has taken great pride for over 114 years. That's why you can always depend on Covert Ford to deliver the best customer experience and a superior selection of new Ford vehicles. Shop online at covertford.com.
Thanks to Covert Ford for being one of our great partners here at Orange Bloods Live and on the Outsiders. That is always one of our favorite things, but this is probably our new favorite thing. Here we go. Dick. It's going to give me nightmares, Jason Dick. It's going to give me nightmares. What is the
just
dick?
The raw. It's the roar at the end that makes it for me. It's not the bear dick.
Yeah.
Chance did a better bear dick. It's the raw.
Very scary. Very scary. Who's the dick move of the week, Jason?
This show is so stupid. Okay. My apologies because I already brought up baseball once, and now I'm gonna do golf. Congratulations again to Scotty Scheffler, Hook'em Masters champion. But you may remember last week on this program, somebody said, "Hey, do you want free money? Here is the easiest bet you could possibly make. Bet Tiger to miss the cut." All right. He was going to have to play multiple. He was going to have to play a round and a half on Friday. He's going to have to walk. The man can barely walk. There's no way that Tiger Woods is going to make the cut. He made the cut by 5 strokes, I believe. So slight misfire from whichever outsider that was who said free money if you bet Tiger to miss. Oh, that was me? Fuck, that was me. So I'm making myself.
It was the bear dick.
Jason did
by a round because he didn't break. Hey, you just missed it by a round, Jason.
Yeah.
He got 82 the third round.
He did the whole thing out of order, and I don't want to. Again, it was Jason Dick. You are Dick move, man. Dick move. Don't. He's a legend, and he broke the all-time record. 24 straight cuts made. It's incredible. But I was not totally wrong. Because, yeah, he shot 82, 77 on the weekend. I think, what was that, plus 18 to finish? Of the people who made the cut, Tiger Woods finished in dead fucking last. He was the worst player who made the cut. He's out there on Sunday. I'm sure you guys saw this. He's playing with the only amateur who made the weekend. Is this little floppy-haired kid out of Ohio State.
He's in tampons.
Yeah. Tiger has got to be sitting out there saying, what the fuck is why am I playing with this kid? I'm Tiger Woods. How did this happen?
Hey, but think about the other side of the story. There's this chubby kid with a mullet who went to James Madison and is now a grad student at Ohio State who obviously can play golf. He finished second in the U.S. Amateur. Not him. Great for him. His caddy. This guy isn't going to be a golfer. He invited his best friend to be his caddy. So his buddy, all growing up, is playing 18 or walking 18, talking to Tiger. Like they're sharing Perkins waitress stories. They're doing the whole night. Did you know Tiger was living it up with the college?
Wow.
Man. Like they're not going to share those stories. That caddy's got stories for days.
I think Tiger realized the situation and he knew where he was. And then after day one, he was like, fuck it. I think he had a freaking blast. And they went to the Waffle House after, and everybody took home a different girl.
There you go.
By the way, Jason, the only question is, do you think Tiger and the amateur and his caddy exchange cell phone numbers so they can do another round later?
Yeah. Jason, well done admitting that you were the dick move of the week. Also, really nice attempt to try to qualify that somehow you got it right, even though you got it completely wrong. Well done.
Look.
Done. Tiger was the worst part of the thing that I said he would not do. So I get credit for being that much right, kind of.
I admit fault. Okay, it's the first time ever I've given bad gambling advice. Okay, I was undefeated up until now,
First
and
time.
then
That is
I thought
fantastic.
you were chasing a ghost at one point. Just saying.
That and all the picks you made against the ghost of Chris Abbott, where you didn't get him.
Right.
You know what? You
Forgot
know what,
about that.
Jason? Let's just have you redeem yourself because we know that's what happens every time you head on out there. Hell, I bet you could have outshot Tiger maybe at Star Ranch. It's your course. It's wide open. Tell the people.
The golf club at Star Ranch. It is my favorite place to play golf in all of Central Texas. What did Tiger shoot on Saturday? 82. I would love an 82 at Star Ranch. That would be tremendous. Whether you are a very good golfer, it is a great place for good golfers. Scoring is available, birdie available, eagle available. You're going to score well at Star Ranch. It's fun. And if you're not the greatest golfer, sometimes when I'm on number one, I just aim at the 10th fairway. I'm a hooker sometimes, guys. A hook. And I tell Trevin, my partner, I'm like, Trevin, I'm going to aim at number 10. That's my safe zone over there. And that's what there was wide open fairways, and it's not too punitive if you make a mistake. It's always in tremendous shape. The greens roll true. The fairways are lush. The golf club at Star Ranch, you can call 252-GOLF to set up a tee time or scan that QR code right there. It's the golf club at Star Ranch. Tiger, let's go, buddy. All right. We can break 80. Love it.
Tiger, let's go, buddy. I enjoy that. Let's go,
Hey,
buddy.
Tuesday. Hello, brother. Have y'all seen that sketch guy?
No.
Oh,
my Razor loves him.
He lives in the Woodlands. Apparently, he is roommates with my friend's son.
Okay.
I don't know. Who is this? I'll have to find it.
Say the last drops of Four Loko are not Four Loko. Like, this is a torture to get done with this.
Hey, just for fun, because I have to do this, because every single week I have a word of the day that I have to say. Well, this week's word of the day, I could not come up. So I fit in words. Y'all don't know this, but I fit in words in every single show that we do for Beth. I'm sorry, Lizzie Grace.
Okay.
But I cannot. So today, Bo, would you remove your cap? Because we have to say a prayer for Lizzie Grace's finger because she lost in Beyblade to her son, Tucker. And so in the loss, she split her knuckle open. So Beyblade was the word of the day. I could not figure out how to fit Beyblade into the show.
Beyblade.
So now I fit it in and I win.
I think you say Bear Dick loves the Beyblade, and then we get to play a clip, and everybody's happy.
That would have done it. That's good. Yeah.
Bear Dick. Rawr! Hey, so Chad, do y'all incorporate that into some of y'all's shows, or is that just for us?
It literally was created before this show. I'll probably show it to Catch tomorrow, but it has only been used on this show so far.
Oh, no, you got to sneak it in on him. Like, he can't know it's coming. You got to get his reaction.
Jenny knows it. What's up, brother?
No, Jenny knows the sketch. Her and Razor listen to all that stuff. I don't know. It's not my thing, but no, you got to drop it in Catch. Like when you think, hey, we got this guest coming on, and it's just that.
Yeah,
Well,
I'll
Jason as a guest.
Yeah, I'll see if I can sneak it in there. I'm see if I can maybe sneak it in there tomorrow during House Divided. All right, so before we wrap up, we need to make sure we hit a couple more of our great sponsors. Bo, we still have stuff going on over there at Stuffed Cajun Meat Market.
Stuff going on. You always have stuff going on at Stuffed. It is crawfish season. They have everything you could want if you're trying to do a crawfish boil. Whether you need to get the crawfish from them, whether you need to get the supplies from them, they have it all. But beyond that, they have the sausage. They have the boudin. They have the meat pies that Jason loves so much. Different kinds of sausage. They have 4 different kinds of boudin. They have all the supplies. You can order your crawfish direct from them. And if you don't want to cook it yourself, if you're just feeling like you're not up for the boil, cool. You can buy it by the pound there. The etouffee, the gumbo, whatever you need. It's Stuffed Cajun Meat Market right there off 620. And a sneeze.
What is somebody getting whipped?
Bless you.
I was trying to go away from it because Well, whatever.
Yeah.
Bless you with a meat pie.
It's too late in the show to give shit Chance.
I should have muted Chance. I am so sorry about that. All right,
Chance, I wrote down 5 words that a Texas quarterback doesn't want to hear from Greg Davis. If you
no major. Chris stays in.
I went with this.
It could have been.
That's 4 words. I mean, that's 4.
That is 4.
But I didn't write it, so I just had to. It was handy. Oh wait, hold on. Here's 4 more.
Legitimately, well, there you go.
I have a lot of notes around my desk.
That is 8 words. So, gentlemen, we will first. We need to do some kind of rain dance tonight, or anti-rain dance, or whatever. Pretty good chance of rain on Saturday, and we'll hope that changes before the game. What I'm reading today is that if for some reason it's crazy rains and showers and stuff on Saturday, and they know it's coming, and there's not going to be an adjustment to Sunday. There's not going to be wait a week. It's just going to be, hey, practice 15, Chance, they'll move it to the bubble maybe, and then everybody's just going to kind of be SOL there in terms of the fans.
That's the thing. I do hope the university, because I'm one of those that's coming in for the game. I'm bringing my son. We were going to go watch the second worst baseball team in America afterwards. But I just hope that if they're going to cancel it, let the fans know, because there are people that are coming in town that are coming from out of town to watch it, because there are a lot of people, and I'm not saying I'm one of those. I'm just saying there are a lot of people that can't afford to go to a game during the season. And this is their chance to go be in the stadium, see the guys live, take their kids, experience something for them. And it takes a lot for people to be able to make that happen. So I hope the university, if they're going to scrub it, take precaution early and scrub it so that those people can save money, because at the end of the day, the University of Texas is a huge brand, and it goes farther than the people that went to school there. And there's a lot of people that want to have their kids be able to experience it, and they can't experience it on the normal prices that are every Saturday in fall. And this is the one chance they have. I sat and I did the autograph line. Even when I was not a starter, I would stay there until the last person got something signed, because it meant a lot to me, because there are a lot of people that it's special to that can't afford to do the things that a lot of people get to do. So I hope the university takes that into consideration when they make their decisions. That's all I can say.
Because here's the other thing. As long as there's not like some crazy lightning storm or whatever, not to be an old man here, but fellas, when we get into the season, you know what they're not going to do when it rains at a Texas game? They're not going to stop the game. They're still going to have it.
I will sit out in the rain. I don't care. Like, I'll have a blast in the rain. That makes it all the more fun. Like, let's go have a good time. My point is, if you're driving in from out of town, and a lot of the people that come to spring games are people that cannot afford to go to the game in the fall.
Sure.
So if you're going to cancel it, save those people the money and the trip and everything else.
Yeah. And Thursday night,
right?
Thursday night, Friday afternoon, you got to let them know as soon as possible. I totally agree. We'll hope that doesn't happen. So, by the way, our man Chris Bennett sent a couple of chats I did want to get to. He wanted to say hello to Chance, the ceiling fan. Chance, he wanted to. Let's just make sure we get a good close up of Chance's ceiling fan. There it is, right there.
That's my outdoor patio. If y'all didn't know,
the upper right. That is the fanny out there in the upper right. Well done. And also Chris Bennett pointing out the story that's been talked about a lot, gentlemen. You guys as Texas fans, I'd love to get your thoughts. Oklahoma is charging for their spring game. Of all the things that Texas gets accused of being elitist and being upper crust and blue blood and everything. Gentlemen, I don't ever remember Texas charging for the spring game. Other schools have done it. That's just, that's insane to me.
Buyouts are expensive. Getting out of the Big 12, Oklahoma didn't have the money. So now they got to figure out a way to pay their debt. They're going to the payday loan advance place to get their money to pay to go to the SEC. Yeah. That's what this is. They're trying to scratch. But here's my question for you, Chad.
Mm-hmm.
If Chance does make it into town,
yes,
and it rains out or doesn't rain out or whatever,
mm-hmm.
I have a I'm going to the baseball game on Friday. It's the Iron Spikes 30-year reunion, and there's going to be first pitches and all that kind of stuff. And we're going to do that. And then I got a gala on Saturday night.
Oh, a gala.
Gala. But we'll be done by like, I don't know, midnight. Would you come to Austin to my house to hang out with me, One Chance Mock, Vince Sinisi, and all the fun?
Well, that is a hell of an invitation. I do have family coming in town this weekend. I don't know if ditching the there's some family coming in.
Hey, Chad, I'm going to take a shot in the dark, and Jason can dispute my premise here, but I'm going to take a shot in the dark that your family's going to be asleep by midnight. We're going to be rolling. So you can come, you can put the kids to bed, you can come, and then you can go home later.
I will let you know. What I just want to know is
let me know you're going home.
I just want to know if this could be the weekend that Chance's baby comes home.
Can I tell you something that's really fucking interesting? Mr. Adam Dunn is a huge Buffalo Bills fan.
Is that right?
There's a good chance he's going with me to Buffalo this year.
Why is Chad air dicking the Buffaloes? That's all I
Don't you ever talk about Buffalo Bills like that,
If
bro.
you haven't seen the movie, you don't understand.
You take your shitty ass Tennessee Titans with your Tony Pollard running back.
If you've seen Ricky Stanicki, then you understand what I'm talking about when I say he's air dicking the Buffalo Bills.
I have no idea what that means, so I'm going to put it down before I get.
Go to Amazon Prime and watch Ricky Stanicki, and you're a John Cena guy, so it'll make perfect sense.
I do like me some John Cena, but I don't know if I like him that much.
Hold on. Sunday then.
Yes.
If Chance is still here on Sunday, can we have an outsiders meetup on Sunday for a lunch, brunch? Let's get it together.
That might be possible. Just let me know the plan. You let me know the plan. We'll see if we can work around it.
Have a lunch bunch.
Well, I have a box full of all your poncho stuff, which is it. I think Jason has not one, not two, but 3 shirts in my box. Chance, nice. Chad, you have 1 nice shirt and 1 t-shirt, and you have Chance a hoodie.
That is exciting.
I have a box of poncho for all of you, but you have to come to my area to get it.
I got it. Okay, that's fair enough.
I'm not a delivery service.
Yeah,
I just love that Bo Edge, a 40-something-year-old man, was just peer pressuring Chad Hastings, a 40-something-year-old man, saying, "Your parents are going to be asleep, man. Just come over, okay? Come over at midnight. We're going to drink beers."
Mom, meatloaf now.
Okay, hold on.
What am I sneaking? Am I sneaking out, climbing down the roof and the gutters?
This might be the best chat of all time. Mr. Edge, your wife was my 2nd grade teacher.
Wow. Hold on.
Kudos to Colt Carney, because that doesn't happen.
This is real?
I know the kid, and that is real.
Your wife was my 2nd grade teacher. That's fantastic.
I mean, is he a grown up now, or like do we have the 3rd graders in the chat? What's going on?
He's high school age, but yeah, he's listening to us.
Should we clean up our language?
Yeah, now you're worried about the language, right?
Coming from the guy who just drank a 24-ounce Ford Loco in a Master's cup. Yeah, we should clean it up there, bro.
Oh my goodness! All right, anybody got anything else to say? Speak now or forever hold your peace.
He's in 3rd grade.
He's in 3rd grade.
Oh no, that's when she taught him. Maybe
she taught him in 3rd grade. That's
okay.
All I have to ask is next week, can we have a little bit of a fun mock draft? I mean, we got a week between now and then.
Okay.
So, next week will be Wednesday. Next week will be Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
The draft starts on Thursday.
Right.
So you got a week. We could build a mock draft. We ought to figure out some way, shape, form, or fashion to have some punishment type failure.
Now, are we talking about like an actual? Are we talking about a mock draft of actual players? Or are you talking about like we're drafting, the best TV drunks or something?
No, let's have a mock draft.
We can do both.
Bo Edge, number 1 overall pick.
Let's do mock draft of Texas players. Here's the deal: mock draft Texas players in a range. So you got 1 to 10, 11 to 20, 21 to 32. And then second round, third round, let's see where players get drafted. Let's.
You know what? I tell you what, there, Commissioner Mach 5. Why don't you come up with a little template for us and some rules, and you send it to us?
And the
that would
loser
be
has
fun.
to
Let's
drink a
figure out
Four
where
Loko.
Texas players are going to be drafted,
Yeah.
and then that could be fun.
Yes, loser has to deal with either a Four Loko or a liquid death of indeterminate flavor.
And Mr. Tracy Hall, that is not funny. That's all I'm going to say. We'll just leave it at that. That is not funny.
All right. It is The Outsiders, brought to you by Poncho, PonchoOutdoors.com. As Jason finishes his liquid death. Get those Poncho shirts today. They are the best. It's Chance told you earlier. They notice him out in public with them on. People hear about him. I had somebody from the Orange Bloods crew ask how much do you like those shirts? I'm thinking about getting one. You should absolutely get one. They're fantastic. Check them out. PonchoOutdoors.com.
All I can say about Poncho Outdoors, and this is, I don't know if this is a good endorsement. I thought it was bullshit. You know, we're just pumping a brand. And then I got my first one and I went, this shit is the real deal. It's literally the best shirt that I own.
Yep, no doubt about it.
Chance, I wore them. I went on a business trip to Santa Barbara, or what's it called? Wherever it was in Southern California that I went, Monarch Beach, right there, Monarch Beach.
Boy,
went
what
to Monarch
a bragger
Beach.
This guy is.
Everybody walking around was like, "What is those shirts?" I'm like, they're Poncho, and they looked at my line and beautiful. All I did was wear the hoodies and then the formal shirts. It was beautiful.
There it is.
I'm telling you, the product is what it is. It's freaking phenomenal. I was blown away when I received my first one because literally I was thinking it was like every other ad that we do. Oh, it's another ad. That's how radio works. Here at The Outsiders, we actually know the people that we endorse, which is awesome. But when we were on radio, you know how it was. They give us the script and they tell us to read it. And I'm like, oh, it's Poncho. Then we get one. I was like, holy shit. This is like, man, I love them. I wear them.
In the unlikely event I ever get another job interview, I'm going to wear a Poncho shirt.
Yeah, it's a good idea. Solid idea.
Hey, by the way, can you throw
a whole bunch of them right here in a box in my office? So come on over.
Hey, Chad, can you throw up my mom's little sweet text there because it's very true?
Hang on, I didn't see it.
Mom,
1 second. Right here. Oh, yeah. I was Chance's boss's second grade teacher. Okay.
That's a true story.
I like that.
The guy that pays my paycheck, my mother was a second grade teacher.
Oh, man. Yeah. I agree with Bo. I'm not going to, we're not going to acknowledge the other chat that he mentioned. I just saw it. Okay. We are going to head to the exit. I'm not doing that. I respect people's relationships more than that. 20 years should mean something.
I'm just saying, Tracy doesn't want to walk into my wife in a dark hallway because she'll kick his ass.
20 years should mean something, Tracy. 20 years should mean something. All right. We will talk to you next.
Beat the shit out of Tracy just for fun.
That's right. Next Wednesday.
My wife, she'll kick his ass.
We'll be back for another Outsiders episode. And are we trying to run down a guest for next Wednesday? Do we have anything?
We have tentative confirmation from Shane Leckler.
Okay.
To talk about the A&M spring game and, well, all things Shane Leckler, which is just fun.
Yes, A&M spring game and the, J.J. Watt celebrity softball game coming up that he's a part of?
Yes, he's a part of the J.J. Watt celebrity softball game, which has a pretty good list of players, if you will. And
former Texans against current Texans in a softball game.
Well, but the names are pretty big, so it'll be fun.
Pretty big.
Yeah.
J.J. Watt and Leckler on one side, and C.J. Stroud and
Andre Johnson, like you name it, they're playing in it.
Oh yeah,
is Diggs playing?
Awesome.
Huh?
Stefan Diggs is on the list. Yeah,
Stefan Diggs is on the list.
Look at you! Look at that. Diggs is going to be so excited.
Tank Dell is on the list.
Dude, when
Darian Foster's on the list, Brian Cushing's on the list. Like, it is a who's who of anybody that's worn a Texans jersey.
They're going to introduce Stefan Diggs, and he's going to refuse to take the field and say, I want a new contract.
Yep.
That was just for chance. You know, Stefan Diggs, the last thing he's going to do before he leaves Buffalo is take like 3 really big, heavy coats to Goodwill. Like, that's going to
you know what he's doing, right? He's going to go there for 1 year, and then he's going to treat Houston like he did Buffalo and he did Minnesota, and he's going to go to Dallas to finish his career with his brother. That's what's going to happen.
Dallas won't have any cap money. Dallas won't be able to afford a bag of shit, so it's fine.
They cut his contract. They bought it out, so he's got a 1-year deal. Bag of shit is what we call the Cowboys running back room.
I realize that, Chance, but Stephon Diggs is going to want to play for more than league minimum, and that's all the Cowboys are going to have to offer next year.
He's going to get $3.5 million, and that's what he's going to get. I'm telling you,
But he'll take 7 to go play in Jacksonville so they can have Stephon Diggs.
No, I'll bet you that one. That's
he's already blown all his money, so it's fine.
4 Locos.
Just 4 Locos.
4 Locos?
Yeah,
That's 16
Hold
Locos.
on. Right 4 Locos that Stephon Diggs never becomes a Cowboy.
Deal.
And you have to drink them all on one show.
It's the old long burn bet right there.
How fun is that show going to be when Stephon Diggs retires, not a Cowboy, and we get to watch him chug 4 Locos?
He'll be a Cowboy this time next year. What are you talking about?
Well, we all know I'll drink a 4 Loco if he becomes one, so it's okay.
I think what's happening. I think what's happening here is Bo's going to be doing spots for 4 Loco very soon. He's now become
4 Loco.
He's an undercover fan, and it's just growing. Everybody can feel what's happening. He's making bets with himself. Gentlemen, I'll drink a 4 Loco if this guy doesn't win the PGA. Like, Bo, we didn't say a word. What are you talking about? That's what. If Tiger Woods doesn't win the PGA, I'm chugging a 4 Loco.
Hey, Chad, I'm just saying, buy a 4 Loco when you're leaving your house at 11 o'clock at night on Saturday night to come meet up with me and Chance. Jason may or may not make an appearance, but we may have our first Outsiders in person meeting Saturday night.
I see. Okay. All right.
We should just go live. That's what we should do.
That is
if we can get all 4, I'm in.
That I don't know.
We should get all 4 and just go live.
I got 4 monitors. Let's go.
Live from Bo's house.
Oh, it'd be awesome.
Like a virtual madhouse.
Sunday brunch at Bo's house.
There you go. This is why we tell you to get your notifications. Like, subscribe, and get your notifications because you never know when there's a weird outsider show at Bo's house. And rumor is Chance is going to disconnect that ceiling fan and bring it with him. He might have it. He might have it. You don't know. Fannie Mae might make an appearance. I don't know if May's the middle name. What's the fan's middle name? Fannie Ray? Fannie Sue?
I love that our chatters are saying this brainstorming session is gold.
Yeah.
There's nothing gold about this.
No, that's really the show. It's just a brainstorming session that we just happen to show you every Wednesday. We'll be back next Wednesday at 8:30. All right, kids, everybody take care until then. Maybe we'll talk to Shane Leckler next week. We'll definitely talk some draft. Chance is going to come up with some draft contest, and Bo will find a way to drink 4 Loco, whether he wins or loses.
Oh, we're going back to brown water. No doubt brown water.
I don't know if that's true, but we'll see. We will see what happens. Brown water and 4 Loco. That sounds like a plan. That sounds like a good combo. All right. Thanks to all of our great sponsors. Thanks to damn near 700 people in the Specs chat as we get ready to close the door. Thanks to everybody jumping in there on the chat. Special shout out to Chris Bennett out there in Washington State, staying up late with us, even though he gets 2 hours of help with the West Coast. But Chris Bennett, we're always glad you're there, brother. Hope everything is going well out there. Until next week, we are the Outsiders, and we are legitimately worth a shit. Wait, hang on. Didn't work. Come on, baby. Dig. Roar! That's what I meant.